In the White House's press briefing today, a Fox News reporter tried to stir up some drama between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, but he quickly regretted it as he made himself look like an absolute fool. So we'll take a look at this clip here in a second, but first, let's check out some other moments from this press briefing because Biden's press secretary showed us just how committed they are to continuing the job and making sure that the government is still working for us, the American people. And personally, I think that this is the kind of reassurance that we need right now as a country. So let's take a look at these inspiring clips.
Thank you. You said shortly after the election that one of the priorities for the president legislatively was going to be about judges and judicial nominations. Yeah. Can you talk about how you're preparing for Congress to return and then these next couple weeks as you try and make your final imprint on the court?
So I will say that's something that we've been doing throughout the almost 4 years. This push is making sure that these qualified judges get through. And so there's really nothing new to the process. It's just a continued focus that we want to make sure in the next 70 days or less now that we want to make sure that happens. And it's important to the American people. And this is not a partisan issue. This is bipartisan. And we have seen this in other this type of period of time, in other a transition period, if you will, where the sitting president has been able to get some judicial judges go through. And that's what we want to see Congress. We want to see Republicans and Democrats come together, as they have, to get these key judges through. Let's not forget, we're talking about what's right for the American people. We don't want to see, backlogs, if you will, when it comes to getting criminal cases through. This is the norm. This is part of what we've seen in the past when we're talking about a transition period. So we're continuing to do that work. There's nothing new. We want to make sure that work continues.
Do you have a point as when you expect to make your final nomination?
I don't have anything specific for you. I'm sure that we can talk to the Office of Legislative Affairs on anything more specific on a timeline. But this is one of our priorities that we want to make sure that we get done for the American people.
The families of the American hostages are in town. Should they, at this point, have any reason to hope that their loved ones will be released before the president's term is up?
I mean, the president is committed to continuing to do the work to get families home, to get all of the hostages home, including American hostages, obviously all of the hostages, and that is his commitment to the families. As you just stated, the families are here. They met with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan this afternoon. They've had regular engagement in meetings with Jake Sullivan, but also many other members of the team here. And we're going to continue to do the work to get the deal done. And if anything, there's more of an imperative to get that done, right? We want to make sure that we get them, get their loved ones home. And so that is our commitment. It doesn't change at all. If we are continuing to be eager to get that done and working around the clock as we have for this past more than a year now, more than 400 days. And so it doesn't stop our commitment. It doesn't stop us from trying to get that done.
So yeah, it's great to hear that the Biden administration is still working hard to get things done, even as Trump's second term looms over all of us. But now, let's take a look at this Fox News reporter who quickly regretted trying to stir up some drama between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
We know that today, a week after the election, President Biden and Vice President Harris had a private lunch. How awkward was that?
I don't even understand. Why would it be awkward?
Because the president got squeezed out for her, and then she kept him at arm's length, and then she lost, and now she's back.
Why would you characterize it as awkward? They have regular lunches. They meet and talk regularly. Why would you call it awkward?
So there's no weirdness about the way that things have unfolded.
Did you see them? Did you see them together yesterday as well, when they honored our veterans and were together during the day, making sure that we didn't forget the brave men and women that fought for this country? Did you see them together yesterday? Did you see the show of force together? This is. I'm not even going to take the premise of the question. What I will say is the president and the vice president had lunch today. They've had lunch many times. They communicate with each other regularly. They had an opportunity to discuss the last 70 days or so of this administration, how important it is to get things done for the American people. And that's their focus. That is genuinely their focus.
I love how she was just genuinely so confused because, yeah, why would things be awkward? That Fox reporter was clearly just grasping at straws and made himself look like an absolute fool for even trying to start something that doesn't exist. It feels like there's always a reporter trying to pull something on the press secretary and it just never works. She is always so good at taking on these bad faith questions and it just makes me wonder why they even still try.